commercial airliner vanishes without a trace. No crash site, no black boxes. 239 lives unaccounted for. The world spent years and billions searching the Indian Ocean. Now, a decade later, the hunt resumes. Not because of hope, but because the original search may have been built on sand. So, what vital clues did investigators miss? In the days and weeks after MH370 disappeared, search teams scoured the South China Sea and then the Indian Ocean for any sign of the aircraft. No main wreckage was ever found. The ocean yielded only fragments. A flaperon washed ashore on Reunion Island in July 2015, and more than 30 pieces were scattered across beaches from Mozambique to Madagascar. But the core of the aircraft, the fuselage, the wings, and the engines, remained missing. The flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder, essential for reconstructing what happened in the final hours, were never recovered. For the families of the 239 people on board, the absence of a wreckage field or of the black boxes meant no answers, only waiting. Without these primary pieces of evidence, investigators were left with questions that debris alone could not answer. With the aircraft itself missing, investigators turned to 4 streams of indirect data. Civilian air traffic control radar and ADS-B signals traced MH370's planned route until its transponder signal vanished at 1:21 a.m. Malaysian time. Military primary radar, operating independently of the transponder, picked up the aircraft, making a deliberate westward turn and crossing back over the Malay Peninsula. For the next 6 hours, the only clues came from automated satellite handshakes.
If you want more stories like this, like and subscribe. Your support helps us investigate the stories that still need answers.
Brief digital exchanges between the plane's satellite data unit and an Inmarsat satellite, recorded roughly once an hour from 2:25 to 8:19. Boeing performance and fuel models estimated how far the 777 could fly, given its last known fuel load and possible speeds. Each dataset offered a partial view. Together, they shaped the first search zones, but none could pinpoint where the flight ended. The southern Indian Ocean became the focus of the largest underwater search in aviation history. Led by Australia, Malaysia, and China, teams mapped and scanned 120,000 square kilometers of seabed, an area larger than South Korea. The terrain was daunting, with deep ocean trenches, rugged ridges, and depths reaching 6,000 meters. Specialized ships deployed towed sonar and autonomous vehicles, working for months at a time in some of the world's most remote waters. Each pass revealed new stretches of unexplored ocean floor, but no trace of the aircraft. By January 2017, after nearly 3 years, the official search was suspended. Billions of dollars had been spent. The main wreckage remained hidden. For families and investigators, the end of this search brought no closure. Only the knowledge that vast, unmapped gaps still remained beneath the waves. Independent analysts began to scrutinize the foundations of the original search. They noticed that even a fraction of a millisecond in satellite timing, known as burst timing offset, could move the calculated impact arc by several kilometers. When those small uncertainties were carried across 6 hours of flight, the possible crash site could shift by hundreds of kilometers along the arc. The Doppler data, called burst frequency offset, depended on assumptions about the plane's speed, altitude, and whether it was climbing or descending at each satellite handshake. Adjusting those parameters within reasonable bounds meant the likely endpoint could fall far outside the official search zone. Fuel endurance models, too, proved sensitive. A modest change in cruise speed or altitude profile could add minutes of flight, stretching the possible path by tens or even hundreds of kilometers. Drift modeling used to backtrack debris revealed wider uncertainty bands than first published. The more closely the data was examined, the more fragile the confidence in a tightly defined search area became. Ocean Infinity, a private subsea search company, stepped forward with a new plan for 2025. Their proposal targets a sharply defined area of 15,000 square kilometers along the southern Indian Ocean's seventh arc. Zones that previous missions only partially covered or missed entirely. Unlike earlier government-led efforts, this search is governed by a no-find, no-fee contract. Malaysia will pay up to $70 million only if the main wreckage is found. The operation is scheduled for a focused 55-day window, beginning in late December 2025, taking advantage of calmer seas and improved weather forecasting. Ocean Infinity will deploy a fleet of advanced autonomous underwater vehicles, each equipped with higher resolution sonar and enhanced navigation systems. By operating multiple autonomous underwater vehicles in parallel, the team can scan complex seafloor terrain more thoroughly and more quickly than before. For the first time, the financial risk shifts almost entirely to the search provider, driven by confidence in new probability models and technology. If the main wreckage and recorders are found, investigators will finally have direct evidence to resolve the fate of MH370. The flight data recorder could reveal the aircraft's precise speed, altitude, and control settings in the final moments, clarifying whether the descent was controlled by a pilot or left to autopilot until fuel exhaustion. The cockpit voice recorder, designed to survive deep sea pressure, might capture the last communications or alarms, shedding light on possible crew incapacitation or interference. Forensic analysis of the fuselage and systems could identify traces of fire, structural failure, or explosive decompression. These findings would move the investigation from probability models to documented facts, shaping future aviation safety standards and global flight tracking requirements. The answers lie not in speculation, but in the physical evidence waiting beneath the ocean. In air safety, uncertainty is risk. As technology sharpens and assumptions are challenged, the demand for real evidence only grows. Until MH370 is found, every flight carries its shadow.